Hey, 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 I'm more than just an option. Hey, 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 I refuse to be forgotten. Hey, 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 I took a chance with my heart. Hey, 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 and now I feel it's over. Hey, 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 I better find your loving. I better find your heart. I better find your loving. I better find your heart. Hi, Destiny Squad. How are you doing? I better find your loving. I better find your heart. I better find your loving. I better find your heart. Hi, Destiny Squad. How are you doing, my family? It has been a long time. I miss you guys. I really miss you. And I miss actually doing our relationship videos as well. But here I am. We are together again. We are together again. And I'm just here trying to find, the article, the letter from the young lady. So how are you doing, guys? So while I'm scrolling, how are you doing? I hope that you are doing well. It's another Friday. And here we go. Okay, guys. So this is another relationship video. And for this one is a little more serious, but you know how we do it. I'm going to read what the situation is, and then possibly we'll come up with some solutions. So here goes. I called out the wrong man's name during sex. I am 40 years old and I have 4 children. My husband is 38 and he has 1 child. The father of my 3 children, remember, 1 with the current husband, 3 previously. So keep up. So the father of my 3 children left and went abroad. He said he was going to come back and marry me, but he did not keep his word. Eventually, I got over that and I found this very decent man who is currently my husband. He gives me everything. On 3 occasions, the problem is I have called out my baby father's name during intercourse. Now, my husband is convinced that I am still in love with my baby father. What do you think about that, Destiny family? Before I even go into it, look at it. We're going to look at it from a man's perspective. Look at it from a woman's perspective. A situation like this, we can just talk about it in general. If you look into it, I can say, okay, I have to look into it. How would I feel if on 3 separate occasions, when, getting into business, adult stuff, my now husband calls out his ex-baby mother's name? How would I feel? As a woman, I would feel disrespected. Therefore, lady, if you are doing that, your husband actually have all right to feel that you are still in love with your baby father. If you look into it, even if deep down you know that you are not still in love with your baby father, you can, if you look into it from your husband perspective, you could see how this could actually affects his ego, not just his ego. Because I would say, if it happens to a man, if it happens to a woman whoever this happens to, they are bound to feel away. I know definitely that I would feel away. Now, how long I would continue to feel insecure, how long I would want, what I would do afterwards in terms of, you as the man trying to convince me, I don't know how long that would take. So looking at it from that perspective, I can understand why your husband, because now he's your husband, and you can see why he feels away. Because even after having a child with you, the last child with you, right? You have slipped up, not on one occasion, not on two occasions, but on 3 occasions. You have called him your baby father's name, and it is during that time. During that time, it's when it's most intimate, when you are connecting. And if you were able, if your mind goes to your baby father on 3 separate occasions, during those intimate occasions, then of course, I would have to agree with your husband on this one, in that I would definitely feel away, and I would be of the belief as well that even if you are not still in love with your baby father, at least you have been thinking about him. So from a man's perspective, I can understand exactly why he thinks that you may still be in love with your baby father. Now, what do you do after? I think that on this occasion, or in such a situation, it is going to be for you to try your best to convince your husband that no, he is the one for you. You could look at it you could perhaps try to convince him by saying, look, I am married to you. Perhaps you could remind him of all the ups or the downs that you have been through together. You could even, if it is a situation where actually you are still in love with your baby father, you probably could still admit to it. Admit to it in saying, look, there was a connection. I was in love with him. You'll understand that when he left, we had not broken up. You could just, hopefully your husband is an understanding person. And I have to say, not just a man would be worried, but if a man does that to a woman, of course the woman would be worried as well. So if it is a situation that you have been thinking about your baby father, then I think you should admit it to your husband. Admit it in a way to say, look, yes, I have thought about him, but you are the one that I am in love with. You are the one that I am here with. And I'm saying that you just need to be honest with him, not from a perspective that you want to get with your baby father, but from a perspective to say, look, perhaps this gentleman was your first love or anything like that. So you have to think carefully how you put it across to your husband. I would suggest that you choose carefully when to actually bring up this conversation. You now, lady, you have a lot of making up to do. Whichever way you choose to do it, then of course it's all on you. But on this occasion, to say, look, I am here with you. Whatever you do, you should be going in the direction where you're trying to convince your husband that yes, I am human. If you are still in love with your baby father, you're going to admit to him that, look, I have a tender feeling for him. It doesn't mean that I want to get with him or anything like that. It's just that it is normal, perhaps, who to tell, perhaps because of your 3 children who you have for your baby father who has migrated. It could be that you have need to still be talking about the children's affair. So it all depends on perspective. Yes, I can say that, yes, you have messed up And although I would not be happy if that should ever happen, I still think that you need to be honest with your husband, right? And you have to, like I've said, bring it from a perspective to say, yes, I've thought about him, I've been thinking about him, but it doesn't mean that I want to get back with him. Now, another perspective, when you look into it, because of the time, because you are calling out your baby father's name during those intimate times, you could understand that that could hurt your husband's ego. Why am I saying that? It could be that you have been daydreaming while making love to your husband. You could have been daydreaming about your baby father. It could be that you prefer doing those intimate things with your baby father. Some people actually, they fantasize about different people while making love. Yours have come out, in words, in that you have verbalized it, in that you have called your ex, your baby father's name. So you could see why this is really not good. Hopefully you have a husband who is very understanding. I think you need to remind him that he is the one that you are married to, that he is the one who you have your last child with, and just try to you need to convince him, right, that nothing is there between you and your baby father. No matter how you look at it, it's not the best of situation, but you need to handle it carefully, because the words, you have said it already, so you cannot take back those words, the name, calling out your baby father name during those intimate times. So what you do now is what is going to perhaps make or break the relationship. If your husband is not in any mood to talk about it when you want to talk about it, you have to understand. You have to give him time to come around, and then when you are at a good place, when he's at a good place as well, then that is the time to have a conversation. Do all that you can to make him feel at ease with you, to make him feel secure as well in the relationship that you have together. It's a very unfortunate situation, but hopefully, you will be able to find some solution. Once you know within your heart that your husband is a man for you, he's the one that you're in love with, even if because you and your baby father did not leave on bad terms. But at this point, even if you're still in love with him, you have to be realistic. You have to realize that he has broken your heart once, so your mind should not go there. You should not have, your mind should not go there. Unfortunately, it has gone there. Now you have a husband who has given you everything, like you have said in the letter, right? So he is the one who you should be thinking about, and start thinking about what you're going to do. You said that you had gotten over the heartbreak of your ex, your baby father, moving on. Now you have moved on physically. Now you need to move on mentally and embrace your husband. Give him all the love that you can. From what you have said, he sounds like he's a good man. A good man is very hard to find nowadays. So hold on to him and do everything that you can to make him feel secure in the relationship, like I have said. As usual, my Destiny family, if there's anything else that you would have said, or you think that I could have said, please drop it in the comment section. And as usual, if I should say as well, if you ever have anything that you want us to discuss on a Friday in terms of a relationship, don't forget to send me an inbox message to my the Instagram. And as usual, the Instagram is Destiny's HP217. Thank you so much for watching this video, my Destiny family. Until I upload another video, I say cheerio.